I must say a pleasant good morning. We're here at Brian Piccolo. It's 2020 game, the South Florida Premier League. And it's the first game of the morning. But again, I must say a pleasant good morning wherever you are in the world today. It could be morning, it could be afternoon, it could be evening. Whatever it is, I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're smiling. I hope you're feeling good. We got Megablasters and the Eagles. And as planned, we are hoping for the best of day. We're on the first over. So we're on the first over is Zishan and Mohammed, who is at the crease at the moment. The score is 3 without loss in the first over. Well, the Eagles took first strike. So after the first over, the score is 3 for no loss. say a pleasant good morning, wherever you are, my friends. Beautiful day here at the Brian Piccolo Park. It's Eagles and Megablasters. This is the South Florida Premier League T20. The Eagles, who took first strike, they're in the fourth over. The score is 14 without loss. You got Zishan and Mohammed, who's at the crease at the moment. It's Bandari, who is operating from the northern end. And I must say hello to some good people who is viewing at the moment. Mr. Willoughby, how you doing? Nicholas, me too. Thanks for watching. Mr. Brown, Chris Brown. So at the end of the fourth over, score is 15 without loss, Eagles. Yes, we're here at the Brian Piccolo Field, the North Field. There's a game that's going on the South Field also. A beautiful day for cricket, a little windy, which a lot of bowlers will appreciate a day like this with the wind blowing. Umpires who is officiating today is Pilau, along with, I'm trying to see the other umpire, is Mr. Hartley, Vincent, the veteran Hartley. As you can hear, the wind is going up quite a bit. Holding on to my umbrella. But while we're having a beautiful day in New York, they are complaining just a little that the weather is very, very hot. No rain. Same thing down in the Caribbean, in Jamaica. So there's a lot of sunshine, no rain. But again, there's always something to talk about. Sometimes it's too much rain, not enough sun. After so much rain, then we end up with too much sun. But right here at Brian Piccolo, it's a beautiful day. Score is 15 without loss, Eagles. Up against Megablaster. Now in the fifth over, the score is 16 without loss. There's quite a few games playing around the counties. A swing and a miss outside the off stump. You got U.S. Academy, U.S. Cricket Academy going up against Underdogs. You got Florida Cricket Academy going up against Miami Lions. Kendall Stars up against Miami Chargers. Mark RCC up against Ambassador Sports Club. So it's quite a few games going on today. Later on we'll also have going on at the moment by Megablaster. Later on, right here at this same field, you'll have PCC Googlies will be going up against Tropics International. That posed to be one of the hot game for today. Palm Beach Gladiators going up against Challengers also. South India will be playing Titans. Yes, you got some good games today. After 5 overs, the score is 16 without loss. Eagles. Mohammed on 9. Zishan is on 4. 4 from 15. And 9 from 15. 16 without loss. So it's a change of bowling from the north. Who's sporting the number on its back, number 10. Kapoor. That's his first ball. Very gently, but that was wicket to wicket. The batsman just dabs on it. It went out on the offside. That one is swing and it should go. Yes, it's about 14 seats in the stand, 4-6. So that's the second 6 of the game. Score moves on to 22 without loss. Eagles. The game is right here at Brian Piccolo. As you can see, there's 2 games going on. That's another beautiful shot. Caress that one over covers 4-6. So Eagles have just decided to shift into second gear. Got this second game that is going on the south side. Again, we're here at Brian Piccolo. There's two grounds. On the south field, they got the turf. Then on the north field, it's the AstroTurf. That one was played down to Longhorn for a single. Mr. Chantelo, how you doing? So at the end of the 6 over, the score is 33. 33 without loss. Eagles. Again, we're here at the Brian Piccolo North Field. It's a beautiful day for cricket. It's a little windy, as you can hear from the outside streaming, so you can hear the wind going by. Mr. Narayan, thanks for watching. That one was it over covers. It should go. Let's see if it's all the way. Yes, the umpire signal now is 4. Umpire Hartley signals 4. Score moves on to 37. We are in the 7th over. The umbrella with the wind, but now I think I got it a little under control. Not the wind, but I got the umbrella under control. Someone would say all you need to do is to get that umbrella under control is to close it. Okay, that's what I did. I swing the miss outside the off stump, went through to the keeper. Score is 38 during the 7th over. Eagles up against Megablaster. Got Peter Pilau Antoni, along with Vincent Hartley. Vincent Hartley, who is at the bowler's end of the moment. A veteran here in South Florida for umpiring. Came from Jamaica some time ago. Used to play for Melbourne Cricket Club. Came here and played quite a few years. Then he decided to take his skills to umpiring. That one was played in the covers just for a single. Score moves to 39 at the end of the 7th over. So at the start of the 8th over, that's Kapori come back. Its first over was generate quite a bit of runs. Zishan just taking another good look on his first ball. And he said that's about it. That was a huge 6 onto corner. So I guess it didn't take long for him to see the Kapoor's second over. So he take a good look at the first ball and he said that's it. Now I gotta go. Another swing, hard and high. That's a 4. That one was right back over the bowler's head. One of those shots that most batsmen would be happy playing because there would be no fielder behind the bowler. That one bounce in the fence for 4. That's another swing by Zishan. He get a top edge, but luckily for him it fell short of the third man and there was no run. While I gotta keep my eyes open because Zishan is swinging real hard and is connecting very regularly. That could be another 6, but it could be out. No, it's went over for 6. There was a fielder there who he may got hurt because he tried to jump to catch that ball, but seems like he hit his elbow, and he may need some attention because while he reached out to catch that ball, came down on his elbow. He seems to be okay. So at the end of the 8th over, the score is 55 without loss, Eagles. wicket. It's fielded by the sweeper. It's a single. Moves on to 64. Thanks for watching. Yes, we're here at the Brian Piccolo Field, the north ground. Is Eagles who are going up against Megablasters. And after 9 overs, Eagles are 64 without loss. It's another change of bowling from the northern end. That one was hit hard and high onto wide, long off. They picks up 2. That one went really high. I guess the batsman thought it would be a 6, but because of the wind that is blowing from east to the west, it was felt very short inside the boundary. And that's another one hit hard and high. Well, should I explain what went on? I won't even try to. But I could tell that that ball would fall into no man's land, because none of the fielder wanted to try to take that catch. That one is hit hard and high down to cow corner. He's out caught. That was a beautiful catch. That was a beautiful catch. He started out, seems like he's not too sure, but because of the wind, what hold that ball in the air for so long, you were able to run around, and it takes a very good catch. So Eagles had lost their first wicket. They are now 67 for 1. They are in the 10th over. So the umpire decided that they would take that precious water break. They should be back in just a short while. Again, Eagles 67 for 1. They are in the 10th over. They're now taking that water break, so they should be back in a short while. So while the umpire made their way back out, they're just about to start the second half of the Eagles inning. Momentum there. What a break. Eagles are 67 for 1. They are in the 10th over. That was a good ball. Just plays it in the covers for a quick single. Malik, along with Mohammed, who is at the crease at the moment. That one outside the off stump. The batsman was open for wide, but umpire says good ball. Mohammed, who is on 38. Samir, who is in 1. 68 for 1. Eagles. Up against Megablaster. Mr. Rodolph, how you doing? That one was 8 over covers. They get 1. And it could run away in the fence. No, it was fielded just inside the boundary. They picks up 2. Mohammed moves on to 40. So at the end of the 10th over, the score is 70 for 1. Eagles. Beautiful day for cricket. We're here at Brian Piccolo on the North Field. And I want to send out an early Mother's Day greetings to all the mothers. To say it next Sunday. Again, happy Mother's Day. So it will be Sam Rayval to continue from the southern end. He had bowled 1 over for 9 runs. Bandari had got 3 overs for 12 runs with 1 wicket. That one was played square of the wicket. There's a man there at square leg who just missed field just a little, but the batsmen were able to get home real safe. Score moves to 71 for 1. They are in the 11th over. That one was hit. Over covers 4-6. Way out the ground 4-6. So Mohammed Azamuddin is rushed onto 46. He's sporting the number 85 on his shirt. It's Sam again to bowl to Mohammed. was played in the covers. Just a single. That was a quicker ball outside the off stump from the left-hander Sam. Kept a little low, the batsman swing and misses. It was another quicker ball. So at the end of the 11th over, the score is 79-1 Eagles. Picks up another single. Continue to go down leg. Umpire have nothing to do with that. It was quite a bit of shout from the players. Umpire says not out. Soccer playing there by the midfielder. They picks up a single. That was just flicked off the pad down to fine leg. They picks up one because there was a fielder there who comes around and sent the throw back to the keeper. To 84 for the Eagles. It's Bandawi who is operating from the northern end. batsman swings and missed. At the end of the 12th over, the score is 84 for 1, Eagles. Beautiful day here at Brian Piccolo Northfield. It's a little cloudy overhead, but it's a good weather for cricket. The wind are blowing from the east to the west. To say a big hello to Mr. Flex, Superflex. He's traveling all over the country. It's possible that he could be in California, could be in Chicago, maybe Atlanta. So the first ball of the 13th over will hit down to square leg, then picks up a single. Mohammed hits at 49. Very well entertained, 49. That one was in square of the wicket. They get one. It could run away to the boundary. Yes, it's run away in the fence for 4. Just decide to change gear. Apologize for it's Samir who had Samir is on 6, Mohammed is now on 53, so that was Mohammed 50. That's 4 there from Samir. Down to backward square leg. How you doing, Manish? How is it down there in Guyana? Hope you're having a good time. No, it's not a vacation, but sometimes you just have to enjoy it like it's a vacation. That's another single, plays down to backward square leg. Eagles now moves on to 94 for 1. Samir on 10, Mohammed on 54. There's Jasper who's operating. That one was hit hard and high. There's a man running around. But it should go all the way 4-6 down to long off. So they are now 101 for 1 after 13 overs. So it will be a change of bowling from the northern end. Pandario will just complete his 4th over for 16 runs, 1 wicket. It will be just waiting to see the name of the bowler. I know he's sporting the number on his back, 307 or 302. It's Vinnett. He was bowling from the southern end, but his first ball was hit over corner 4-6. So Vinnett first 2 over was 7 runs, but now he starts his 3rd over, and the first ball was hit down to cow corner for a massive 6. While the score rushed on to 107, we are in the 14th over. Down to mid-wicket, it should be just a single. Got a current run rate is 8.1. The projected score is 163. We got a partnership so far of 40 off 22. That one was hit hard and high. It's going, it's going, it's going, it's gone. Way out the ground. They need a Hoover to go and get that. So Mohammed is I want to say he's on fire, but it seems like it's more than fire. That's his 7-6 of his inning. He's on to 66. Score rushed to 114 for 1. Eagles. So it's Vinnett into ball to Mohammed. That one was hit back over the bowler's head. It should be just a single. Fielder just rushed around and picks up and send it back into the bowler. It was a good throw, hit the stumps, but the batsman was pretty much home safe. Score moves to 115. And Mohammed moves on to 67 off 42 balls. 2 4s and 7 6s. That one was played down to 3rd man for a single. That one was hit in the air. The bowler calls for it and he accepts it. So Mohammed had just been out for 67. So Eagles had lost their 2nd wicket. Mohammed has been out for 67 or 42 balls. Ali John Moon, who will be joining Samir Malik. Malik, who is in 19 from 12 with 1-4 and 1-6. Eagles are 116 for 2. They are in the 15th over. Or they will be starting the 15th over. To be bowled by Jasper. Mr. Yadif, how you doing? Mandani, thanks for watching. Cricket, lovely cricket here at Brian Piccolo. We are on the north field. Oh, that one was played square of the wicket for a single. That one was hit over backward point. In the fence, one bounce in the fence for 4. Mr. Delip, how you doing? It was hit in the same position, and it's the same result. Another 4 over backward point, one bounce in the fence. That was a little different ball. That was a little faster and flatter, but the batsmen were able to get under it and just lift it over the fielder's head for 4. Change in the field. The mid wicket had went back on the fence, while the man at the backward point had come into the point area. That one was played right to him, and some good fielding there, no run. So it's the end of the 15th over. The score is 126 for 2. Eagles up against Megablasters. Current run rate is 8.5. Projected score is 170. So Samira just is on 20 of 14. Ali Jasper had bowled 2 overs for 27 runs. Bennett had bowled 3 overs for 22 runs with 1 wicket. And it will be another change of bowling from the northern end. third man area, they picks up a single. The score moves to 127-42. Samiro is in 20, Ali is in 10. That was hit down to mid-wicket. They should just get a single. It's fielded, sent back to the bowler. Score moves to 128. Shot, but eventually the ball was too much outside the off. He get an edge and went down past first slip. They picks up 2. It was a swing and a miss by the batsman. The ball kept a little low. The bowler was open for a wicket. For 2. A swing and a miss by Ali. At the end of the 16th over, the score is 130 for 2. for 4. Some here had just been out for 23. Got Khalid and Ali, who is at the crease at the moment. There's some Swarut who is bowling from the northern end. That one he lays it in the covers. It should just get a single. Eagles moves to 140. 144, they're in the 18th over. Got a projected score at 167. That one was played in here, it could be out caught. No, it's fall just short. Those balls in the air gonna always drop short if you're feeling on the fence. That one was played down to Ramon. She picks up a single. Ali is now on 24 from 14. Khalid on 2. Score 146 for 3. That was some good feeling there in the covers. While the batsmen were open for 2. The fielder decided that not today. Some Saruth from the north. I guess he apart as well. Make an early slip, so we decided not to follow through. That one was much faster outside the off stump at the end of the 18th over. The score is 147 for 3. Eagles up against Megablaster. Khalid and 2. Ali and 25. To go. Eagles are looking at 163. Fell short of the fielder who make a good stop. There was a little misstop there. Seems like everyone is okay. They touch gloves and decide to proceed. And you can come around again. Mr. Johnson, how you doing? Can I say happy belated birthday? That one was hit over covers. And it should be, yes, the fielder signal 6. That was a good shot there by Ali. Day here for cricket. We're here at the Brian Piccolo field. We're on the north field. There's another game going on the south field, which is a turf. We got Megablaster along with Eagles, who is battling it here at the moment. That one was hit over the bowler's head. It should fall into no man's land. Yes, they do, and they will get the second. Score moves to 57-3. 157-3. So it's Jasper again. A swing and a miss. There was an appeal for stumping. Umpire says not out. We're in the 19th over. Ali, who is on 35. Khalid, who is in 2. 35 from 19. 3 4s, 2 6s. 2 from 3. And it's Jasper who is bowling his 4th over, and it's the 19th over of the inning. That one was hit over backward point. They get 1. It could run away to the fence. Yes, it runs away in the fence for 4. And the fielder may, I don't know if he got hurt because he tried to dive to stop that ball and he ends up on the road, or I could say the sidewalk, who is just at the end of the make the boundary. It seems that he's okay. That's Sarut. That one was played down to mid wicket. They get 1. They should come back for the second. It was done pretty easy. It was an overthrow, but it was backed up. The batsman said no, no more. So at the end of the 19th over, score is 163 for 3 Eagles up against Megablaster. So with 1 more over to go, we got a projected score of 172. You got Ali on 41 from 21 and Khalid on 2 from 3. cricket, I would urge you to come on out and enjoy some cricket. A beautiful park here at Brian Piccolo. The next game coming up will be PCC Booglies. We'll be up against Tropics International. That one was played back to the bowler who had stopped it with his shoe. Luckily for him, everything is okay. That's one of the fielding that you don't suggest in, especially when you're bowling. That was a good ball, much slower ball, full. The batsman started to advance down, but he realized that it was a little wide outside the off stump. The batsman is run out. The non-striker is run out, but the other batsman seems like he got hit in the face. He took his helmet off, he took his gloves off, and he's just getting a little attention there, but it seems to be okay. Ahmed. So 3 balls to go. The score is 164 for 4. Khalid 3, Rizwan yet to score. between the two umpires. So end of the 20 overs, the score is, we're still trying to get an update from the score. So while we're waiting for the update, I know it's the end of the 20 over. End of 20 overs, and Eagles I've got 167 for 4 after 20 overs. Eagles. They should be back in just about 10 minutes or so. So Megablaster will be chasing down 167. 167 in 120 balls. We'll be right back in the short while. Stay tuned, my friends. Again, I must say thanks to each and everyone. Take the time out to view the game. We're here at Brian Piccolo. The next game coming up later on at 2 o'clock will be Tropics International up against PCC Googleys. We should be back in a short while. Stay tuned. So while we return for the second half of the first game, it's Eagles up against Megablaster. Eagles have made 167 for 4 in their 20 over. So Megablaster will be chasing. Want to make 168 in 120 balls. 10 wickets. First ball. Went over the fence for 4 down to long off. Staged along with Sam, who is opening the inning for Megablaster. The bowler is Imran Razak. So the first ball that went over the fence at wide long off for 4. That could be a wide. I'll wait for the umpire to make that single. They went through 4. The umpire signals. Umpire signals the no ball and a free hit. Moves to 6 without loss, Megablaster. Mr. Daly, how you doing? Thanks for watching. That one was hit hard and high. It's going, but it's you can see the fielder was shading the sun, but it's also it was a no ball before, so it was a free hit. So the fielder did not really too concerned of getting that ball, of catching that ball, but they went through for a single. I was down the leg, umpire signals a wide. That one was played and get an edge over second slip. The second slip fielder got just a couple fingers, but were unable to bring it down, and they went through for a single. Score moves to 10. defense down to Cow Corner for 4. The bowler is Zishan. Sporting the number on his back, 07. Score moves to 15. That one was get a top edge and it run down to the fence. Now in the fence for 4. That was it, square of the wicket. They get 1. They come back for the second. It's fielded and sent back to the bowler after the batsman picks up 2. Score moves to 25 without loss. Megablasters chasing a total of 167 for 4 made by Eagles. One was hit to mid-wicket and it takes off, but it was some good feeling there and it shies at the stumps. The batsman turns and make it home safe. It was backed up and sent back to the bowler. Zishan, who's operating from the north. And it's out caught. Swings and get a thin hedge and the keeper accept. So Megablasters lost their first wicket for 25 runs. Taj has been gone for 19. 19 from 9, 4 fours. 25 for 1, Megablaster. Chasing 167 made by Eagles. Or join Sam off the crease. Megablasters 26 for 1. They're in the second over. Zishan, who is operating from the northern end. A swing outside the off stump and miss at the end of the second over. Megablaster 26 for 1. Sam is on 3. Kumar yet to 26 for 1. Megablaster. Chasing a total of 167. Made by Eagles. It's Mohammed who is operating from the southern end, bowling his first over, which is the third over of the inning. That one was played in the covers and it beats the fielder. Obviously the batsmen decide on 1. $28 for 1, Megablaster. They're in the third over. That one was it in the covers. They get 1. They should come back for an easy 2. And yes, they picks up the third. Mr. Buckner, how you doing? 31 for 1, Megablaster. It's Mohammed Azharuddin operating from the south. That one was a wide ball. The batsman swings and gets an outside edge and it runs away to the fence for 4. So Kumar is now on 5. Sam is on 7. 35 for 1 after 3 overs. Megablaster chasing 167 made by the Eagles. And just to give you a couple of the scores that of the games that is going on around, U.S. Cricket Academy 159 for 4 in their 20 overs. Underdogs is 10 without loss. Florida Cricket Academy 50 all out. Up against Miami Lions, who is 37 for 5 in 10 overs. Kendall Stars 204 for 5 in their 20. Miami Chargers 4 for 1 after 2. Mark Norris CC 119 for 9. Ambassador is 77 for 1. And to give you some breakdown of the Ambassador game, Courtney Williams is on 34 and Ken Wright is on 33. Courtney Williams on 34 from 9 balls. 3 4s and 3 6s. Ken Wright 33 from 20 balls. 3 4 1 6. There are 88 for 1, chasing 119 made by Mark Hoare. Smoker CC. Kendall Stars 174 for 5. And that was really a game that was played earlier last week. So while we go back to a live game here, Megablaster 37 for 1. They are in the fourth over. It's Zishan who is bowling from the northern end. And that one was played backwards square. It picks up a single. So Kumar is on 5 and Sam is on 9. Mr. Jai, how you doing? Thanks for watching. And yes, I must remind you that we're here at Brian Piccolo. Yes, South Florida. It's down in the Fort Lauderdale area, which is the biggest city. That one, they get a top edge. And it went over, second slip, they get one. They're coming back for the second, and it now reached the fence for 4. So Megablaster is now 43 for 1. They're on the fourth over, chasing a total of 167 made by Eagles. Kumar and 10, and Sam and 9. That was a good ball. The batsman just plays it back to the bowler. No run. That was another good ball. He played it to the covers. And that's that ball, the end of the over. So at the end of the fourth over, Megablaster 43 for 1, chasing 167 for 4. That one was played to third man and they get a single. It was a shy, but it was too high, so went over the keeper's head, but it was backed up by number 9. I went through for, it ended up to be an easy single. It's Mohammed Azharuddin. That's a popular name back in Asia. He's bowling his second over. That was a swing and a miss, and it beats the keeper, but the short third man was there and were able to field without a run. So while there's some teams in the South Florida Premier League who is off today, that one was played back past the bowler. It was fielded by the man at short, long off, but they were able to still pick up a single. So because of the right and left hand, the over takes a little longer time. That one was played square of the wicket. Should run to the fence for 4. Yes, it's now in the fence for 4. Score moves to 49 for 1, Megablaster. Chasing 167 for 4 made by Eagles. Sam is on 14, Kumar on 11. That was a good ball, but it was played back. The bowler missed field, but it was backed up by the man at short, mid-on, who comes across in field. While I was watching the IPL this morning, that one was played in the covers. They should get one. They may come back for the second. Yes, they do. So they picks up 2. Score moves to 53 for 1. At the end of the 5th over. My mistake. 51 for 1. Yeah, I was watching the IPL this morning and there was a very classic inning by Sherman Gill. What end up with 94 not out. That was some inning there by Sherman Gill, a very fine batsman. I could say he's in the shadow of Virat Kohli. All the light is on Kohli at the moment, but Shubman Gill is doing a superb job, not only in T20, but in also ODI and Test. It's one of my favorite. Megablaster, 51 for 1 after 5. Chasing 167 made by Eagles. Zishan will be bowling his 3rd over. Outside the off stump, the batsman swings and miss, went through to the keeper. That one, he could be out caught. Yes, he's out caught. At short, mid wicket. So Megablaster had lost their 2nd wicket. 51 for 2. And I must take time out to say a big hello to all the viewers down in Nepal, down in Australia, Guyana, Trinidad, or I'm not going to leave out Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, down in Jamaica, up there in England. While I was searching YouTube, I could see all these viewers from the different part around the world. Thank you. So there's quite a bit of viewers down there in Nepal. Down in India, that one was it, back over the bowler's head. It should run away. Now it's in the fence for 4. So Megablasters had moved on to 55 for 2. That was a good ball. The batsman went back on the back foot, but were able to get his bat and plays it down to third man. He picks up a single. Zishan to continue. He's in his 3rd over, 6th over of the game. That one was played in the covers. No run. So at the end of the 6th over, the score is 55 for 2 Megablaster, chasing 167 made by the Eagles. Again, I must commend the umpires who officiate in the games. While we have a massive short of umpires down here in South Florida. Umpires today are Peter, Pillow and Tony, along with Vincent Hartley. Doing a good job. Megablasters still need 112 in 14 overs. It's a changeable from the southern end. change of bowling from the northern end. It's Norman Alley. That could be a wide, yes, signal by the umpire. 65 for 2 after 7 overs. Make it 66 for 2. Mr. Fallon, how you doing? That was played square of the wicket, but it was fielded by the sweeper. It picks up a single. Well, the runs are coming very slow at the moment. After the fall of the second wicket. Megablasters 67 for 2. They're chasing 167 made by Eagles. It's Sarut and Sam who is at the crease at the moment. Sarut is on 10, Sam is on 20. That was a good ball. Some good left arm bowling there by Rizwan. So at the end of the 8th over, the score is 67 for 2. Some rain. It's pretty steady all morning, just a little cloudy. I know they're begging to get some rain up there in New York. And I must ask the weather down there in Guyana. Mr. Manish, how is the weather there in Guyana? Are we getting rain or are we getting a lot of sun? Is it very dry? I know in Jamaica they say it's very hot, so they're dying to get some rain. in Florida, we've been getting some rain. That one, it could be out caught. Now it falls into no man's land and they picks up just a single. Thinking of making a visit down there in Guyana sometime soon. As soon as I get the okay from Mr. Singh. That one was hit hard and high and it's going all the way down to Miami. Way out the ground, 4-6. Just waiting for an invitation to take a stroll down there in Guyana. I'm gonna make it known that CPL will be coming up soon. That was a good comeback there by the bowler. He picks up a single. The bowler is Norman Ali. The score is 77-4-2. Megablaster chasing 167 for 4 made by Eagles. One was played in the covers, no run. Got Saruth and Sam, who is at the crease at the moment. So at the end of the 9th over, the score is 76-4-2. Megablaster. So at the end of the 10th over, score is 78 for 2, and it's a water break for after 10 over. They should be back in a short while. So as we return after the water break, Megablaster is 84-2. They're chasing a total of 167 made by Megablaster. My mistake, they're chasing 167 made by the Eagles. Megablaster is 82 for 2. They started the 11th over. Sam is on 30 and Swarut on 14. That one was played square of the wicket. The batsman took off, but luckily for him, the fielder had dropped the ball. It was one bounce to him and he dropped the ball, so he were unable to shite it back to the keeper. That one he played it again to just a little finer, and they were able to pick up 2. That one was hit down to mid-wicket. And I'll wait for the umpire signals 4. So the score moves to 87 for 2. In the 11th over, Megablaster chasing 167 for 4. That one he backs away and tried to hit it square but missed, and it went through to the keeper, number 18. Good ball, just a little flatter. He plays it in the covers, picks up a single. So at the end of the 11th over, the score is 88 for 2. umpire says not out. Shazad Ahmed will be bowling from the northern end, and that was played square of the wicket. It could run away for the fence. Yes, 4-4. That was a good shot there. He waits for it. It was a little slow, and he waits for it and just placed it in the covers for 4. Sophie, yep. Could you take it off for me, please? Chair? Yeah, please.
Hold it or?
No. It's my step, but I'm not going to sit on it.
Yeah.
So Megablasters is now 92-42. They are in the 12th over. That one was played against square of the wicket, but the sweeper is there this time, and they just picked up a single. Shazard again, the ball, and batsman tried to turn it to the leg and miss. Fielded by the keeper, sent back to the bowler. 93 for 2, Megablaster. Chasing 167 made by Eagles. So they got 75 more runs in 8.3 overs with 8 wickets. That one was swing hard and high, but it split the fielder and it went one bounce in the fence for 4. Another 8, and again it split both fielders down to cow corner. This time it's should be 6, yes, signaled by the umpire. So Swarut is started to open up. Still needs 64 in 8.1 over with 8 wickets in hand. That's a good comeback there by Shazad. So at the end of the 12th over, the score, Mega Blaster 104 for 2. how you doing? Thanks for watching. Beautiful day here at Fort Lauderdale Brian Piccolo Park. Megablaster chasing 167 made by Eagles. Another change of bowling from the southern end. Mohammed who had, came back after 2 overs. Mohammed Azharuddin. That one was played on the leg. It should field it and short. Wicket, no run. They come back for the second, and Malik fields and send in to the keeper. They picks up 2. That one played in the covers and no run. Scores 106 for 2 during the 13th over. 62 more runs from 7.4 overs. That was a good try there, but we were able to come up. Just dropped a little short. Square of the wicket. 1742 Megablaster. Coming up next, we got PCC Googlies. They were playing against Tropics International. And he bowled him. Swings across the line and got his mid-stump knocked back. So Swaroot has been out for 24 from 17. 3 4s, 1 6. Megablaster lost their 3rd wicket for 107 in the 13th over. 24-3. They're chasing 167 by Eagles. Sam is on 55. Kippur and on 2. Shahzad Ahmed, who is bowling from the southern end. His first over cost him Megablaster, who is just falling behind. They need 42 more runs in 4.4 overs. The score is 126 for 4. They're chasing 167 made by Eagles. That one was played down to long on. And to be just a single. Rizwan Ahmed is doing a very good job. He is in his 4th over. This is the 16th over of the inning. That was a wide that he just throws up outside the off stump. The batsman decides he won't chase it. Umpire signals a wide. That was a faster one, right in the black hole, and he drops the bat on it, but we're unable to get it on the stumps. Umpire signals a bye, so they got 2 added to the score, makes it to 130 for 4. Still need 38 runs in 4.2 overs. So after 17th over, Megablaster 136 for 5. They are chasing 167 for 4 made by the Eagles. So with 18 balls, Megablasters need 32 more runs. 5 wickets in hand. At the crease you got Jasper and Bennett. Jasper on 0, Bennett on 8. With one who had just completed 4 overs for 23 runs, 1 wicket. It's still a wide open game for whichever team needs the win most. 32 runs, 18 balls. So it will be Zishan bowling his 4th over. We are in the 18th over. That was a appeal by the bowler, just an half-hearted appeal. Ball was clearly going down leg. Picks up a leg by. From the north. That one was played. It could run away to the fence for 4. Now it does. Yes, it's over the fence for 4. That was a good flick there by Jasper. So bring the total to 141 for 5. Still need 27 from 16 balls. That one was a little wide. The umpire acknowledged and signals the wide. Bowler is not too happy about that, but Rich Bowler is happy about the wide. That one was hit down to mid-wicket. They get 1. That's all they'll get. How you doing? Ahmed. Alil. That's another single to the score. It's now 144. Still need 25 more runs in 15 balls. one was played down to third man, but there's a fielder. Malik is there and send it back to the keeper. Picks up a single. Mr. Ashman, how you doing? Thanks for watching. It's Cricket Lovely Cricket here at Brian Piccolo. And that one, they will be coming back. They come back for the second run. So at the end of the 18th over, score is 147 for 5, Megablaster. So with 2 overs to go, Megablaster would need 21 more runs. They got 5 wickets in hand. I must remind you that you can also watch all these games on YouTube. TVN Cricket Power Play. Subscribe and you will be notified when they're posted. A couple days after the game. So early next week. Just go to YouTube, put in TVN, Cricket Power Play. Subscribe, and you'll be notified whenever the games are posted. And I'll say thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. Eventually, very soon from now, you'll be able to watch live stream on YouTube. With the help coming from all the subscribers, all the viewers. As I said, without you, there's no me. That one was it over covers. And it falls into no man's land because both fielders decide that they will not approach that ball. Now they're telling each other that it's you. He said it's you. No, it's me. No, it's... Eventually, they picks up 2. A very good day here at Brian Piccolo. We have the North Field. The next game coming up will be Tropics International. We'll be going up against PCC Googlies. A swing and a miss, umpire signals and no ball. So it should be a free hit. Umpire Vincent Hartley. A swing and a miss for that no ball. 151 for 5. 9 balls to go. That one was hit back over the bowler's head for 6. This game is getting much closer. Eight balls to go. Balls to go, 11 more runs. Megablaster up against Eagles. 8 more balls, 11 more runs. That one was played down to long on. They should be, well, we're thinking about the second run, but batsmen say no. So we got 10 runs, 7 balls. The batsman had just sent for his protective gear down below. Miss Thomas, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Beautiful day here for cricket at Brian Piccolo Park in Fort Lauderdale. Megablaster is inching for victory. The Eagles is trying their best to stop them from getting that win. 10 runs, 7 balls. A swing and a miss. So with 6 balls to go and 10 runs, what a game it comes down to. As they said, until the fat lady sings. Who will bowl the last over? No, Mohammed Azharuddin got 1. Norman Ali got 1. Imran Razak got 3. So it seems like it will be Mohammed Azharuddin. He already bowled 3 overs for 20 runs, 1 wicket. Sporting the number on his shirt back, 85. 6 balls and 10 runs. Will it be Megablaster? Will it be Eagles? What a finish it comes down to. And a swing down the leg, umpire signals are wide. And I could say the batsman had missed out on that because it was wide enough for a wide, but it was a good ball to hit down the leg, but it went for just a wide. A swing, and that one is going, it's gone. Way out the ground for 6. That's a massive hit by Bennett. it's now 3 runs from 5 balls. Mr. Palmer, how you doing? Thanks for watching. How was the training today? Or I should say, did you make the training today? That one was played straight at the wicket, down in the covers. They get one, they're coming back for the second. That was a good shot. It shies at the stumps, and it was backed up, so they picks up 2. So it's just one more run. That was a bullet in the covers. So it's Mohammed, and there it goes. 4 runs down to backward square leg, and that ends the game for Megablasters. Won 71 for 5 in 19.2 overs. That was a very good win there for Megablasters. All through the inning, it looks like Eagles would come up victorious, but as they said, there was no fat ladies on hand today, so she could not sing for the Eagles. So it's a good win for Megablasters, 175 for 5. So the next game coming up will be Tropics International. We'll be going up against PCC Googlies. So until then, my friends, in just about 15 minutes from now, we should have the next game. Say thanks for watching. Again, I must urge you to subscribe to YouTube, TVN Cricket Power Play, where you'll be able to watch all these games. TVN Cricket Power Play and YouTube. Cricket, lovely cricket. Cricket and more cricket. On YouTube, TVN Cricket Power Play. Subscribe and you'll be notified whenever the games are posted. Okay, I guess you want me to read it off just a little slower. Sorry about that if I was going too fast. Mr. Fraser, how you doing? Andrew? Mr. Robert Hines, thanks for watching. We have another game coming up again in just about 15 minutes. We'll be Tropics International. We'll be going up against PCC Googlies. And for the viewers who would want me to repeat, you go to YouTube, you typed in TVN Cricket Power Play, which could be Tucker Video Network. TVN Cricket Power Play. Subscribe and you will be notified when the games are posted. Usually within a couple of days. While I'm streaming on my phone. Yeah, it's not an iPhone. It's not an iPhone. It's an Android. I have nothing against iPhone, but it's an Android. Thank you. So I'm just Doing as much as I can at the moment with my Android phone on Facebook. I must say thanks for watching. But I'll urge you to tune into YouTube, TVN Cricket Power Play. You see the complete game. Just subscribe, press the notification button, and share. Thank you. As soon as the games are posted, you will be notified. I must say hello to all my viewers down there in Nepal, down in Australia, Sydney to be exact, Jamaica, TNT, Guyana, Barbados. Mr. Rodney Husband, how you doing? Thanks for your encouragement. Beautiful day here for cricket. We're here at Brian Piccolo Park. The game I just completed is the Eagles and the Megablasters. Game is coming up is the game coming up is Tropics International going up against PCC Googlies. We should be back in a short while. Stay tuned, my friends.